Hi everyone, it's Caroline. Thanks for coming over today. I appreciate having a visit. I'm going to be doing something with this cashew milk. I just finished it, cleaned it all up, tore it apart. I was going to put it in the recycle bin and I looked at it and thought, maybe I can come up with something, make a fun, trashy journal. I have a lot of fun doing those. And I'm going to cut off the bottom here. I'm going to be winging it as I usually do. I don't have a plan. I literally just finished the last drop of this. So it's going to be an adventure. And to come along, I'll have a little bit to recycle. My edges here are not very straight and I can take care of those after as I assemble this. I have this sad looking, I think that's when I started to rip it and I thought, oh, I want to keep this. And it's very, because it is a milk container, it has that waxy, shiny cover, but that's okay. That'll be the cover. I also did keep the little cap, so I don't know what I'll do with that either. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart in the middle. I don't know if it's too strong and heavy for the blade, but you know, I'll give it a try. It might give me a better result. Just kind of keep it on the line here. I don't know. I'm going to, I think what I'll do is just start in the middle. That did work. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner than with the scissors. I'd like to keep them like that. So if this is wonky and wobbly, that really doesn't matter to me. I'm going to put this over to the side and use it for tags and pockets and different things. So I'll use those there, and I'm going to cut down the middle and I'm going to expand it a bit and make it a soft spine. A soft fabric spine. So that will be the front. I have no idea what this is going to do. I mean, it could even, oh, I think I do know now. I'll put my tassel in here and screw it closed. And then this will be, this is the front. And then I can expand. That'll be good. I do have my December daily that I'm going to be using, and this is going to be for all the scraps and trash and even more journaling. I just don't run out of things to talk about. So I'm going to use fabric. I pulled this out of my scrap basket. And look at this piece here is going to be long enough. I can attach it and I can use the dark, I think I will. This is fabric that has not been washed, this denim. I've been using this since I made my jeans and it takes a long time for it to fade, but that's okay. I can alter the look of that. I can add bleach to it also. And I think I might do that. Let me get some bleach. I just took a little bit of bleach. I'm going to wear my gloves, and I should not be wearing this black top. But I'm not spraying anything, and hopefully I won't. Hopefully it will not splatter. Putting the gloves over top of my cup here. Let's see how this works out. Okay, there's a tiny bit in this. This was a rusty concoction in here, all dried up. I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm experimenting. I have fun doing that. I hope you do too. I'm on a glass mat, so I don't have to protect it. I can wipe it off. And what I think I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling with this and see if anything comes of it. Let me put this stencil here. I just dug out one of these. These were either thrifted or from my mom's stash, so I did not buy these. Let's give this a try and see if this works. I think it'll be really fun if it does. I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to use my blow dryer. See if this does anything. I see a change in here, and I think I picked up some of the rust, so it mixed in with the patina. Some of this is still changing. Before I pick it up, I wonder if this is dry on the other side. Sounds like it's dry. Okay, here we go. Well, that's pretty cool. And my stencil is not melted. I was thinking about that after. I'm just stretching it out a little bit. You can see that some of it bled underneath, but I like that effect. That'll be fun to use. Okay, I'm going to sew this. I'm going to take it to the machine and sew it. Hopefully the machine will behave. Just sharing that I had a complete bobbin failure. This is my reoccurring thing that happens right now. This machine is really not behaving. So I'm going to start over again. And the other thing is, it kind of happened. I'm glad it happened because I placed my fabric on the wrong way. I want this to be the front. So I guess it's kind of a good thing, and I'm glad I discovered it right now. But the back of this was all loose and knotted. I'm going to start over again. I have attached the back of the soft spine trashy journal, and I have all these holes, and I'd like to put something here, but I'm going to wait a bit because right now what I want to do is I've got all these papers collected from my stash. I'm going to make some signatures. So in here I have all kinds of papers that I printed off, my own pictures that I took and that I printed off, all fun little experiments. And I guess I took some portion of it off already, but I'll keep it like that. This is going to be very wonky. I have some scraps from my magazine spine journal. This was some old scrapbooking paper. So I don't know what the size is, how these are going to look yet. This is something that I did my before bedtime practice. I made my own little grid with a pink pen that I have, and then I had some scraps, and I just did some grid journaling, which I thought was so fun. So I'll use that. This was on some scrapbook paper from magazine, from Stampington magazine. I'm going to use this. Here's a piece of a trial paper that my husband printed a receipt off, so I'll use that. Make sure I don't have any information there, so I'll make sure I get rid of that. Wallpaper that I received in Happy Mail, so I'll use that. Here's some leftover papers from our cruise, so I'll use that too. And then I have some ledger paper. I think what I'll do here is I'm going to fold this in half, and I'll use this, and there's my tea-dyed paper. I'm going to make a couple of signatures. I'm just going to put some papers together. This is going to be way too big, I can tell already, but I can fold it, make pockets. I'll just put them in now, and I'll count them after. I think the height's going to be fine. It's just going to be the length. I'm going to make this a folded pocket like that. And then a folded pocket this way. I can sew those. I'm not even taking off the white edges. These are things that I had printed off from who knows when for different projects, and I'm using up my scraps. I'm just folding. You can see what I've done here. I'm just folding them. I don't know the size if I have to add on. It's going to be fun to do that. Here's a black piece of paper. I think this was from the kids' stash. I'm going to what should I do here? I think what I'll do is I'll make a pocket, another pocket, and then fold it. I'll do some sewing after. Here's the doodle that I did, and I just scanned it, so I'm going to use this. I'll use this somewhere else. I'm going to use all my scraps in here too. My scraps from scraps. This was this is photo paper. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was using it as a palette, and this is going to be used also. Got tape on the end. I'm going to take that off. Oh yes, I was using that. I had the tape there so it wouldn't slide around. So it's time to use this in the Trashy Junk Journal. Okay, I have an envelope. I just covered up my information, my address, with the scrap piece of paper from my art. So I'm going to use this envelope in here. Don't know how yet. Nothing is set in stone. I'm going to use this. Is from my travel bag also. Use this. I have to count my pages. This was from our daughter's mail. Very shiny. That's okay. I can glue on it. This was made on my old business papers, and it's one of the first collages that I made, and it's coming apart a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this in my journal. I have used this over and over again. I scanned it a few times. Time to move on. I don't need to hold on to it. I love the colors and everything, but I can make so many more. And so that's what's going to happen here. Time to move on. I think I'll go like this with this one. Use what you have. Clean out your stash. This is just a random receipt. I'll use that in here too. Painty, scrapey paper that I was practicing on. This is my photocopy or my scanned copy of a piece of art that I did. I'll attach those here. I'll make a connector. Doesn't matter what it looks like. This is going to be an art journal. I'll just use some glue to connect these. A little page that I put together with a piece of scrap magazine. A fun page that I'm reusing from a free magazine that was collected by our daughter. So that's going to be a page. I have to count my pages. I have this one. These are kind of the same color. There. I'm going to wait till I start working in here to figure out what I want to do with the edge. I was just going to use it for my mixed media journaling, but I think I'm going to use this as my Hillside Heart Prompts journal starting in January. And there's more than 52 pages in here because I'm doing one prompt a week for 52 weeks. So that's for the whole year. But that's okay. I can combine pages and I can do some extra journaling in there like I did in my previous one. But I'll count these out, or I'll show them to you. And then I'm going to bind them, and I'm not sure how I'm doing that yet. A lot of this will be covered up. A lot of this will be, I'll be adding to it. That's the first one. I've got a good array of pages. Lots of blank, lots of white. This one I decided to just stitch around. I have white thread in my machine and I like that. It was really fun to do. I'd love to do that again, the grid journaling. I had never done it before, and I thought I'm just going to give it a try. There was a prompt in one of the Stampington magazines. I thought one night before my before bedtime craft. This is a pocket that I made here. And that is that signature there. So I think what I'll do is I'll sew these in and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Just finished sewing in the signatures. I did the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. It's the first time I've done it. And I thought, well, this would be a good time to practice because it's a trashy journal that I'm going to add to. Here's the inside. I did a little bit of sewing already. There's the middle. Now I probably could have put these a little bit further apart, but because I made such a skinny style journal and I wanted to keep the pages fuller, so I thought I'd butt them up a little bit close together, which I think is why I have a little bit of buckling up here, which I don't mind. It's always fun to try something new, something different. You can see here the pages coming out over the edge. I had to leave the room and I came back and I just wasn't happy with the way my 3-hole or my 5-hole pamphlet stitched in. My hand stitched in signatures were, so I changed gears, and we're allowed to do that. Show you what I did. I took these out, the stitches, and I've already gone ahead. I took a pair of these are scrap jeans. These are old jeans from my husband that I've been cutting into. Took a piece of the leg and I measured it to the journal. I'm going to keep this journal. And then what I did was, and this is an experiment, I wanted to see if I could line these up so they sit flatter, because the other ones were bunching up and it wasn't giving me the look that I wanted or the feel to journal in here. I think I bunched it up too much. And so what I've done is I've broken this down to 3 pages in a signature and I sewed them on the machine. And I like this a lot better. I think what I'm going to do is still have a little bit of buckling, but I'm going to be okay with that. It's not popping up at me the way the other one was. So I'm just continuing to do that. I've got the one signature broken down and sewn in here. So now I'm going on with the second one. And, you know, these things happen. We change our mind. It's only scraps. It's only paper. Nothing was purchased. I don't feel bad because it's just my time. And it's great because it's an experiment. It's all a fun experiment adventure. So here's 3 pages. I'm going to take these out. Put them over here. Got 1, 2, 3 here. I think what I'll do is I'll cut this down the middle and then sew it to whatever's left over. I've got this edge to put my other signatures in. I'm doing them, how far am I sewing them? About 1/4 of an inch apart, and then I'll have this little bit here, so I'll be able to sew. It'll still be soft. It's denim. It's all kinds of different denim. So I'll be back with these signatures sewn in. Well, I've been gone for a little while because my crafting sewing machine has bit the dust. I knew something was up because I just had to keep taking it apart, and I did buy it used. I know a lot of you know that. So I had to decide, you know, do I not sew because I'm afraid to use my good sewing machine that I use for sewing clothes and not paper, but you know, I'm going to use it because I have it, and if I don't use it, it's going to just sit here and collect dust, and that's not why I have my sewing machine. I just sewed in the last of the signatures, so I have them all here, and I'm very happy with my decision to take it apart and start over again. This is what it looks like from the back, or the spine. So now what I'm going to do is figure out how to put this in here. I'm going to cut down the middle of the jeans, or the denim. Nothing has to stay the same. If you change your mind, it's good. And I have these two sides, so now what I can do is I can attach this here. I can attach this here like that. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit, or maybe I don't even have to do that. Maybe I can add this on. It's very scrappy, very patchy. Instead of cutting it and then putting something on here, I do like the denim. I'm not sad about getting rid of the sewing machine because it doesn't owe me anything. I paid $20 or $25 for it on, you know, secondhand. So, and it gave me some really good, some good times. And this one here, I'm going to have to sew here. I won't have anything on the back. Before I commit. Can only take these things apart so many times before they start to fall apart. Okay, that's really crooked. I want the bottom to be even. Well, I like that a lot better because I have my edges are now closed. And I think I'm going to keep it like this. I'll sew it on. And I can always cover this up too. I don't want to cover that because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So that'll lay a lot flatter. A lot of room to grow. I'm going to sew that in. That went so much smoother. I can't think of all the minutes I've wasted on the old sewing machine, but that's okay. So I did just a stitch down here. I tried to do a little fancy one because I haven't used this machine in a little while. I haven't sewn anything for myself. And there's the front, and I love the way it extends now to cover everything up. I'm still going to put something on the edge. I don't know what it'll be. Right now I'm going to I'm just going to glue this together. I was thinking I might leave it as a pocket, but I'm going to have so many things going on in here. I don't need it. And if I want to, I can put in something in the front. And I'm going to let it fray. take on its own life. Let that dry. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with this. So scrappy, so authentic scrappy look that I love. Then once all the pages are done, you can't remember what it looked like. And back here, and then I have this little edge. I think I'll do the same. Do the same here. Yeah, there's something about the tattered, ununiform look of these. I don't know what it is. I love it. I think it goes back to not being uniform, because my whole life I had to do everything, either when I worked at the bank, everything had to be precise and to the penny when you balanced, and also as a hairstylist, everything had to be, you know, your formulas, your cutting. So maybe that's what it is. This is just a whole other way of creating. I love it. Well, I think that's it for this first installment. And this can grow, it can grow up like this. We'll see how it looks. I hope you'll follow along. This is going to be for the Hillside Heart Prompts, which we have a month to go, because it's going to be the beginning of January is when I'm starting. Well, thank you very much for joining me today as I prepared what I thought was going to be a trashy creative journal, and it's still a trashy creative journal, but it's going to be my Hillside Heart Prompts journal. Thanks for putting up with the switch. But I love to share this, because if you're just starting out and you're unsure of a construction that you're doing, like even here, this came off a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to let it bother me. This is my own personal journal, not selling it, so I don't mind. And it's going to be really beautiful at the end, because it's going to have all my memories, daily things going on, the prompts, which always help me with my journaling. And I want you to be assured that there are no mistakes. Like, look at this, is just all paper that I would probably normally, well, I would toss, but I'm putting it in here. Brought my pile down a little bit. Masterboard that I've used time and time again, but now I'm ready to just put it in here and have it, you know, it's had its time, and I make a lot more masterboards, a lot more collage. I'm just settling these pages down, making sure that they're okay. And then this was a flip out at some more paper from our cruise. Here's a picture that I had taken of just a couple things I put together for fun. And it's all right here. A lot better. Fun. I'm not going to call it a mistake, but a fun redo. Thanks, everyone. Always be adventurous and stay very cozy. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.